once or twice was enough, and it was all in vain. Time starts to pass before you know it.
Come here, say it. I can't hear you. What's his name? Candelita? I don't know who he is, but he's a nut. And every time we turn around, I go, that's not me. And then he calls up and says, I'm actually really George Clooney. I'm like, what? It's not me. So if somebody tries to sell you clothes or a watch that they're based on me, don't buy them.
But I am a big fan of your lingerie line.
I do have a very nice lingerie line.
Polka dots are exceptionally nice.
The thong I'm wearing right now
Is his own design.
Per George, sì. Allora, questo sguardo a ritroso sul cinema americano è per una memoria storica o è una specie di fascinazione per il glamour di quel periodo? Poi, seconda domanda, se ha consuetudine con il cinema italiano, dopo che vive una parte dell'anno in Italia, e che cosa gli piace del cinema italiano? E poi la terza è se nelle sue priorità c'è imparare la lingua italiana. Grazie.
See, well, I take Italian 3 days a week, but I don't have a lot of confidence when I come up here. I understand so I'm doing the best I can on that.
Unless you have a vodka of red wine.
Oh, I speak very well. The first one, I think probably the glamour of it, of early Hollywood films. I don't think really the idea of living in 1925 is probably nearly as fascinating as actually how beautiful it looks on film, since you would be dying in polio or something horrible then. And certainly Italian film, Italian film does sort of what American film does, which is it goes through generations that are tremendous, and then it goes through generations that are not at the strength of you've had some of the greatest years of film ever. So yes, I have been very aware and try to rip off most of the great Italian directors whenever I get a chance. You steal from them. Did you get that feedback?
Sì, vorrei fare una domanda in inglese for George Clooney. I'm with the Associated Press Television over here.
Oh, okay.
And we're interested in knowing what's your reaction to the disruption with the Olympic torch relay and the relationship between China and Tibet. And
well, quickly, I'll just give you the sort of quick version of this. Most of the attention now, based on the Olympics, has been focused on Tibet. That's a very big change from what it was even a couple of months ago, where it was mostly about Darfur, was the conversation. I took 2 Olympic athletes to China and met the Chinese government a year and a half ago, and we warned them about the idea that this is going to be a public relations nightmare in terms of the idea that this is a coming out party publicly for China. And the human rights issues, in particular related to Darfur, that's been the thing I've been paying most attention to, is going to be a problem. We weren't threatening or trying to threaten a boycott. We were saying this is something you're going to face and maybe you can avoid it. So I think that these protests are probably going to be very effective in doing what they're setting out to do, which is give a black eye to human rights issues. And that's probably a good thing, as long as nobody gets hurt. Sì.
Il 13 in tutto il mondo si celebra la giornata mondiale del Darfur e in Italia si fa al 12 per le elezioni politiche, per la comunità cosa pensi? Cosa pensi di questo tipo di azioni e cosa ti aspetti dall'Europa, che sta dando un contributo importante, Francia, stessa Inghilterra, Gran Bretagna e in particolare dal nuovo governo italiano?
It would be very interesting whichever government we end up with. We're in the middle of an election ourselves. First of all, your hope is that these kind of days, like Darfur days, just keep it alive. Because right now the problem is it's very hard to continually keep it in the news. there's an awful lot of bad things going on, not just in Darfur, now in the south of Sudan. I was there about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and it was really bad in Chad, it was really bad in the east, and now becoming very bad in the south. You hope that the governments, all of whom, will start to do what they agreed to do, which is set up funds to at least protect the forces that the UN has put there, so that when they're there doing the business of the United Nations, all nations, that they're protected, that they have helicopters that can move in and out to protect other people. It's mostly about funding, and it's about getting people to do it. Right now, the only people who volunteered helicopters have been in Ethiopia, and that's a little bit shameful. So our hope is, I've had long discussions with your former mayor, with Walter Coltroni, who's a friend, and has been a very big advocate of a lot of issues in Africa. And certainly he's been incredibly helpful in trying to advance some of the things in Italy. And I had a great meeting with Bernard Kouchner in France, and have several meetings planned in the next month and a half. So hopefully this is going to be a time to really make a difference and make it move forward.
Vi prego di ricordare che dietro a voi ci sono centinaia di persone con le mani alzate e quindi si sentono scaricati. E adesso direi qualche domanda sul film, tornassimo sull'argomento del film.
Allora, riguardo al film, le volevo chiedere, sia che lei voglia far ridere, sia che voglia commuovere, l'insofferenza alle regole c'è sempre, insomma, penso il controllo soprattutto istituzionale. Mi interessava sapere, perché ero personale cinematografico, come mai ha questa piccola ossessione. E riguardo invece all'Italia, mi interessava sapere dopo tanti anni come mai era così legato ancora a Como e se proseguirà la sua battaglia ambientale sia a Como che all'esterno. Grazie.
That's a lot of questions.
Stanno chiudendo gli occhi. No, adesso faccio vedere che gli stanno giù. Rimane indietro. No.
This country has spent time here. Thrilled to be here. And environmentally, there's the lake needs to get cleaned up as we go along. But I think everybody understands that. And hopefully, they're working with it. I didn't see where were you? Oh, thank you. Sorry, I was looking over here and talking. But yeah, I think it's Sì, assolutamente.
Sul film, l'ansia, l'insofferenza, le regole.
Sono trufolati all'orecchio.
Oh, right.
Non posso prendere le orecchie perché sono troppo delicate.
Yes, well, I think we do need rules, clearly. But I do enjoy watching people break them constantly. And I think that's sort of the fun.
And you like to help more.
I like to help break rules. Not here though, never in Italy. Only in certain places, France, Germany,
Definitely.
but never.
Ciao Renée, ciao John.
Ciao.
Recentemente ti sei dimesso dall'Associazione degli Sceneggiatori Americani che non hanno accolto la tua richiesta di essere riconosciuto come co-sceneggiatore del tuo nuovo film. Una decisione forte e anche coraggiosa. La domanda è questa: non sei pentito neanche un po' di questa tua scelta? E se non sei pentito, perché?
Okay. This was something that was done in privately with the Writers Guild. They were about to go on strike, and I thought it would show a crack in solidarity for anyone to know about it. They agreed, and somehow it's gotten out, and I'm not quite sure how that happened, but I'm often sorry about a lot of things that I've done, not this one.